Hello and welcome to another edition of the Royal Chat. I'm your host, one and only Royal Majesty Funsho Timothy. All right, today is a special day. We are going to be answering questions. A lot of folks have been coming in and sending me emails about, Your Majesty, I have questions. I have days I need to ask a question, and I keep telling them, listen, this Saturday. I'm going to answer some of your questions. I don't think I'll probably have a lot of time to answer most of the questions because a lot of them, but I'm going to do the best I can to answer some of them. Before I can go into the questions part, let me just give you a social media handle here. It's If you want to send me a question, you can send to our email, the Royal Chat 2024 at gmail.com. If you want to send it to TikTok page, it's the underscore royal underscore chat. And of course, you can go on Facebook and check us out. It's called the Royal Chat on Facebook. Of course, you can also go YouTube, the Royal Chat. So those are the social media handles that you can easily reach out to us and leave your messages, your questions. We're definitely going to reach out to you. Like I said, we may not be able to get to all the questions that are coming in, but we do our possible best to make sure that we answer some of your questions, if that's okay with you. So today I have a lot of questions, some questions that are personal, and then let me also remind all of you, this program is basically about love, relationship, and marriage. Those three things are really what we talk about. I'm not saying that we can deviate a little bit. I'm not saying that we can move to something else. But at this point, this is what we're going to be talking about: love, relationship, and marriage. So if you have any questions within those three parameters, we're definitely going to be do our best to answer them for you. Now, initially, I when I got this question, I wanted to attach a name to it, but I feel like it will feel like I'm putting people on the spot. So I'm not gonna call the names. I'm not gonna call where they came from. But I'm sure if you're watching me today, you probably know that's my question the man is talking about. So the first question I'm gonna ask today, um, it's let me see here. Uh, okay. It's the first question. It's all right, Your Majesty. Um, this is it. How do you show love and appreciation to your partner? How do you show love and appreciation to your partner? I mean, it's so simple. Okay, you know, within the first couple of months that you met your partner. I mean, if you've been dating for so long, if you've been dating for years, the only way to show appreciation is to establish a trust relationship. And of course, there are ways you can always spice up relationship. You can, I mean, if you live in Africa, you can buy flowers. You can take her on a maybe on a special treat. On a birthday, you can take her out. On a special event, you can go out and have a good time. I mean, you can spend time together. I think part of the reason why appreciation about couple is spending quality time together. All right. So if you take time to invest in your partner, she will definitely appreciate you. And I'm not just saying this about men doing that to the ladies. The ladies equally have to show as much love to the man because it takes two to tango. And if you don't show love to something that you care for, definitely then appreciation will go out of the window. So appreciation means valuing your partner and not taking them for granted. That's the way I say it. So if that answers your question, I guess that takes care of that. The next question is um, where what are the core values in the relationship? Well, the only thing I can say about core values is this: trust. It's trust. Trust. Trust precedes anything else that you may have when it comes to value relationship. Any relationship, be it marriage, be it girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever you may have, if there's no trust in in your relationship, there's no value in it. Because just like a foundation is made for a house, the foundation of a love, a relationship, is based solely on trust. And if you don't trust your partner, if you don't think your partner is being faithful to you, or your partner is being, being rightful to you, the core value is not going to be there. So my advice to you is, if you feel that your partner is not trusting enough, if you feel that person is not being trustworthy, you need to sit down with a partner and find and talk about it, and to establish a good talking relationship. And then the core value will come after that. But before that, trust. Trust is the key word there. Okay. I hope that answers your question. And so we're going to move on to the next one. What should respect look like in a relationship? Respect is mutual. Respect is reciprocal. Okay, you don't. The man and the woman should respect each other equally. Now, let me look at it in the aspect of married couples. Um, when you married as a man, you automatically earn respect from your wife. That's a given. Because without respecting you, she probably won't marry you, or you probably won't marry her. But then, once you are married, how do you establish, how do you keep that respect up? One, you have to be a man who's in control of situation, and then your finances has to be right. Okay, and of course you have to be physically present at home and do the best you can to be a father or a husband in the house. Of course, the finances dictates the home. It takes what's going on in most homes. If you don't have your finances in order as a man, I must be very honest with you. You're gonna gradually lose respect of your wife, and once you lose the respect, oh my goodness, you are not gonna get it back easily, because a woman takes a longer time to let respect sleep away from you from them. They will give you all the opportunities in the world to really keep that and earn it. Once they once you throw it out the window, you are not getting back anytime soon. But then the same thing goes with a woman also. A woman that takes over her husband. I'm not saying about cooking. If you can't cook, because today's women are so busy these days, especially when living in diaspora, you'll have to work hours, long hours, and all that. But try and make time to make sure your husband is taken care of. The most important thing for most men is to always make sure that you put them first in anything you do. When you take care of your husband first before anything else, the respect will definitely be there. So as far as respect is mutual, but at the same time, as a man, you got to take care of your finances. That's the only way you can keep it up. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Um, we're gonna be moving to the next question. Let's see what that question says. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Mm, all right. This one is from someone from all the way from Africa. I'm not going to mention the place. It says, Your Majesty, um, how do you become a better partner in a marriage? And what are the downsides in a relationship? Well, let me take the first question. I think the first question, it's key part. How do you become a better partner? Well, like I always said, like and I told the earlier question, like I answered the earlier question, to be a better partner, you have to establish trust, and it's a vital part of any relationship. And you don't be a better partner if your spouse cannot trust you. If your spouse cannot really trust you to leave the house and not suspect that something bad is going to happen to you, or you're going to go out and start fooling around. Okay, and once you can establish that kind of feeling, the feeling of untrustworthiness to your partner, whether you're the man or the woman, uh, the issue of of you treating your partner right will be out of the window. It's like anything you do when it comes to you and your partner, there must be an established rules, whether it's written or unwritten. There must be established rules that says that you will do what's right to keep the marriage or keep the relationship going, and you will not go astray out of it. I mean, look, we do have times in the period when temptations will come as a man, even as a woman too. But it does not necessarily mean that when temptation come, you have to fall for it. That's why your spiritual mindset should be at the best. I mean, I'm not advocating that you should be either Christian or Muslim or whatever religion you practice. Let your core belief in your spirituality be the foundation of your trusting and the foundation of your love for your partner. Once you can establish that, I'm sure treating your partner right will be more of inbreeding you. You wouldn't even think about it before you start to think to treat her right. Of course, when you treat your partner right, she or he is going to treat you equally right also. Okay, I hope that answer your question, the lady from Africa. Now, there's another question from somebody. How do you become well, and then the next question is, what are the downsides in relationship? There's a lot of downsides, and the downsides are many. The downsides in relationship is when you are not doing your best as a wife. I mean, if you're a mother and you're not being truthful, you're not your husband don't see you being a good mother, and to your kids, or you're not really, you the faithfulness is not there. Okay, and I keep saying this. Trust has a lot of foundation in most home. When you talk about downsides, you know, if anything's going to affect your marriage, it all starts from the trust factor that you have either established or have not. And if you establish a trust factor in your relationship or marriage, the downsides will be minimal or probably not. I'm not saying that every marriage doesn't have its own flaws. There are flaws in marriages, and the marriage is not perfect. This is two human beings that came from different homes, and they have different backgrounds, different upbringings. But that notwithstanding, the fact that you are in a relationship, be it in a marital relationship or a boyfriend or girlfriend relationship, you still can limit your downsides and let your upside be more better, much more than your downside. You're definitely going to have some downside, no doubt about that. But when your upside really outweighs your downside, I mean, I think that that's a relationship that's going places. So I hope that answered your question, the lady, and well, hopefully we can. That will be the best answer that you can get so far. All right. This is another question from somebody else. It says, as a husband or wife, are you treating your partner right? I don't know. I think that question should go to both parties. Who is treating each other right? I don't know. I think that's a question you should pose to the both parties. But I think but most of the time, husbands and wives don't need to ask the question, honey, are you treating me right? Or baby, are you treating me right? They should know. They should know that either one is treating each other right. And a happy home, a happy husband, a happy wife, a happy boyfriend or a happy girlfriend is a husband is it's a relationship that both parties are treating themselves right. So I don't think that if you are treating yourself wrong, that you will be in any relationship at all. I mean, if you look at issue of boyfriend and girlfriend, if they are not treating each other right, it be vis-a-vis the boy or the girl, that is a relationship that is not going to last too long. And if it's a marital relationship and the man or the woman is not treating each other right, somebody is going to have to start thinking of separating from the marriage or even divorce. I'm not an advocate of divorce, of separation. I don't believe in that. I believe that whatever marital issues that may occur in your home, there are many ways you can resolve it. Separation, divorce is not something that I am advocate of. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's right. There's so many reasons why I don't. I'm not going to go to that today, but I am suggesting that for husband and wife to treat themselves right, both parties have to look at themselves in the mirror and say, you know what, honey, you're doing a great job, or baby, you're fantastic. So I hope that answers your question, lady. Most of this question like, all came from ladies. I guess they're more interested in marriage. They're more interested in relationship than some other folks. And I also have another question here. What are your most what are you most excited about? Or what are you most excited about relationship during this? No, I don't think I got this question. Let me leave that alone. What is the biggest fear in a relationship? What is the biggest fear in a relationship? I think the biggest fear for most couples is fear of losing each other. Okay, the fear that either one will at one point in time just tell the other guy or the person, "I'm done." Look, the word "I'm done" is a scary word in any relationship, be it in a boyfriend and girlfriend or marital issues. Nobody wants to hear the word "I am done." I mean, it's scary. If you ever been in a marital situation and you hear the word "I'm done" from your wife or your husband, oh man, that is the cruelest word or the meanest word that you can tell anyone that is in any relationship at all. So, you know, so the biggest fear for any couple, the biggest fear whatsoever, is not to get to that point, not to get to the point of telling each other that I'm done. And of course, I don't think that they will get to that point until a lot of things might have happened. I mean, women are very resourceful. They don't get to "I'm done" until they have, the sequences of getting to that point. They watch you, they observe you, they start closing the door on you. I mean, when I meant by that is that whatever they do with you physically is gone. Emotionally, they're already gone. So they're just closing all the doors to their heart towards you. So by the time they get to the last part of it, "I'm done" with much easier for them. I mean, let's not fool ourselves. It's not easy to say "I'm done" to somebody you've emotionally committed to. It's the most difficult thing to do for either party, be it a man or a woman, to look in that man's face or lady's face and tell her or tell him that you're done is the most difficult and agonizing part of any word that you can use to any person. But it's always the last resort. The last thing anyone can say to anybody that you care for or that you should care for. So I don't want to think that the fear should come in play. Before it gets to that, seek counseling, seek therapy, talk to somebody that knows you guys both, and find a way to resolve that issue. Look, you've invested so much. I don't care if it's one day of a relationship that you've had invested in this relationship. I don't care if it's 1 month, 1 day, 1 year, 10 years, however long it has taken. I'm done, or the fear of hearing that word should not come in place. And I hope that answers your question, young lady. Now, we're going to go to some other questions that are coming in. All right, let's move on to, okay. All right. My question is, Your Majesty, my question is this. Uh, my question is, what should I do because I don't want my marriage to end this way? I love my husband so much. I could do anything to make him happy for our marriage, to stand still and strong, but we never have had kids. But now he doesn't show love to me anymore. One day he told me he's not getting connected to me anymore. Uh, what can I do? Okay, lady, this is very pathetic. This is something that happens in most homes, and we know that any home that don't have what I call the fruit of the womb, or kids, in the house. It's a very tough, challenging home to walk into, whether you're a stranger or not. So I think that the most important part is when you're a couple and you're not blessed with the fruit of the womb. There's a lot of remedies to it. You can always do IV. You can adopt. I know adoption is something foreign to a lot of Africans. We don't do that. It's not in our culture. But if you can talk to your partner and maybe he can agree to it, maybe that could be a solution to the problem. And then I don't know what's really happening. Have both of you really gone to a doctor to check out yourselves to find out who is really the problem? I mean, most often than not, it's always someone out of the two of you. Either the man is not having that what it takes to get a lady pregnant, or the lady doesn't have what it takes to get pregnant. So I think that that is the first step that you both have to do to get that problem resolved. Once that aspect has been looked into, and you still have the same issue, I think the other option is to see if you can get IV. I mean, I know it costs money. It costs a lot of money to go into IV and to do all those things. But then, what are options you have? Most African couples don't like to adopt kids. It's not. It's foreign to us. It's not. It's like a stigma. We don't believe in it. So, if that doesn't work, um, I would suggest maybe you just have to live with the fact that you wouldn't be having a kid among the two of you. But then, loving your husband should not leave your mind. And I think that most often than not, if people that live in Africa, they do what most men do is they go out and have babies out of wedlock. I don't advocate that at all. I'm not going to advocate that he goes out there to go and have a child out of his matrimonial home. But like I said, I pity your situation, ma'am. It's a very sad situation that you care about this man so much, but because you're not blessed with the fruit of the womb, that is a problem. And also, I must say this: be very prayerful. There's nothing that's impossible for God to do in your life. I don't know how young, how old you guys are, but you know this. If Hannah at some 190 years old, I'm not sure if I'm getting the time right, going to have a child, yours can be far away from that. So be faith, be very faithful, trust in God, and please talk to your husband and see if there are other options you guys can do to make your marriage work. I wish you all the best, and I think that either of those options should definitely work for you. Okay? All right, take care. All right, let's see if we have another question. All right, that's over. Let's move on to next question here. This question's popping up, and we're gonna see how we can answer some of them uh, before there's another one here, sir. Your Majesty, what is the most what is that most of our ladies, women, why when they go to abroad, they tend to misbehave, forget the culture of husband is the head of their house, as Christ the head of the house. Is it the culture there, or the law of the society? um, yes, this is a man who is really interested in knowing this answer. Sir, thank you very much for your question. That I'm sure you probably have seen some of my video. You probably watched it before. Um, Unfortunately, it's not all of them that act this way. I must say that. But I think the culture allows it here. I mean, the society it's more friendly towards women, no doubt about that. Okay, I know of a man that got divorced, and the house was given to the lady, a child support was given to the lady. I mean, virtually everything. This woman, she got everything from this man. Now, why do most of them act this way? Well, I would say this: the apple does not fall far from the tree. Most of these men, women that act this way uh, go look at their background. They either from broken homes or the mothers are the one that really controls them fathers. I mean, if you see your dad controlling your father or runs your house, runs her house, what are you gonna do to your man when you get to a country where it's more liberal towards women? I mean, if you live in a home where your father is gone, there's nobody else to watch you, so you're pretty much been raised by your mother. You think that your life revolves around you alone. And then, of course, some of these women they become professionals. I'm not gonna go into naming professions here. I'm sure all of you that listen to me today knows that every profession, some of the profession that's so common about misbehaving to their spouses, even when there's no divorces now. Let's not fool ourselves. Divorce is not the only option of misbehavior some of these women go through. I mean, divorce is just, well, I'm tired. I don't want to see this man face anymore. I'm moving on. But some of them stay in these marriages, but they make the life of that man miserable. I mean, miserable. So I don't know. I cannot point a finger at this your question, sir, and I hope that I can. But look, go and look in the newspaper today. Even in Europe, in London, there was the police in London that telling Nigerian ladies to please stop sending their men out of the homes. And some of them do it out of financial gain. Some of them do it because it's more convenient for them to just fool around. I don't really can put a finger on it. But I can tell you this. I mean, they wouldn't try that in Africa. They will not try that back home. That won't happen. Because somebody would have told them the right, tell them to act right. But but here in the diaspora, it's hey, all hell break loose. So sir, I don't know the answer to that question, but I know that the divorce and separation rate is on the high side, and usually it's always by those ladies that do always act wrongly, and unfortunately the kids always they always bear the wrath of it. So, sir, if I have an answer to that question, maybe I'll be a millionaire today, but I don't. But it's a trend. Hopefully, either you or your family members gonna encounter that. Okay, I hope that answers your question. We're gonna go to the next one. Let's see. Okay. Let's see here. All right. All right. This one here. Hmm. All right. This question says that, what if my man does not show negative sign on time? All right. What I always tell people is this: within 3 months of dating a man, you can know a little bit of him enough to tell if it's gonna be a bad guy or somebody who just playing along or just playing you along. Look, there's I always had a story about oh he hid all these faults. I didn't even see this coming. No, you saw it, but you ignored it. You ignored the fact you saw those things. You knew this guy was a cheat. You knew he was just playing you along. You knew he was just using you, but you didn't bother. And then some of the time, let's not fool ourselves. Some of these ladies, I don't know who you are, lady, and I'm sorry to say this. Some of these ladies who indulge themselves in this situation are so desperate. You've been single for so long, you've been single for a long time, and all of a sudden you eventually meet a guy who has interest in you. So you're gonna ignore all these signs. You're gonna ignore it, and then when it happens, you started forcing this guy. I think everyone you need to look in the mirror and look at himself. If a guy played you, or if you eventually played by a guy, it's because you didn't use your instincts enough to see this coming. Men can act. Even the best actors on African Magic, on Yoruba movies, or all these movies, cannot pretend to be something they're not. Within 3 months of dating somebody, you will probably see those signs. Maybe because you're so in love, or so naive, or you just don't give a damn. That's the reason why that those things happen to you. I'm sorry to that. So if you're afraid, watch out in 3 months, and you're gonna find out this guy really the real deal. I hope that answers your question. All right. The next one is what it says, Your Majesty. Um, some men can be deceptive. Look, I think that the nature of man is to be deceptive when they have to come to you. You will never like a guy who tells you the truth. I mean, truth is not in a forte of a man that comes to a woman. If a man comes to you and tell you is all the truth about himself to you, there's a chance that you may not want to have him as a friend. So deception is a rule. It's a rule of thumb that comes along being a man. But now, after the deception, what happens? What happens after that? Does he keep up deceiving you, or does he really show his really true nature? This is where you have to come in. I mean, yes, you find out he lied to you, deceived you in loving him. But then, have you seen in him what it takes to be the man? Have you seen in him what it takes to be a loving guy? I mean, if you may have lied, you get the door. What the way I look at it is this: you have a resume, right? You have a CV, wonderful CV, nice looking CV, right? The CV will get you to the door of the company. Okay, they will hire you based on your CV, but what's going to keep you in the company is your ability to perform. So if a man lied to you to come to deceive you and to know you, to get to know you, fine. He's doing the most practical thing any man does. But now the question is, can he sustain it? Can he keep it up? Can he be the guy that it's claimed to be in the resume that he submitted to you? So if you didn't live up to one part of the resume, hey, I suggest you, ma'am, to start thinking about leaving this relationship, because you know down the line something bad's gonna happen, and you don't want to be the one recipient of it. I hope that answers your question. All right, we're gonna move to the next one. Um, uh, um, okay, okay. How do you keep Your Majesty? How do you keep your marriage as a woman or as a man when crises arise? Okay. There's never a perfect marriage, or there's never a perfect relationship. Crisis builds you up. Crisis makes you stronger. And there's this notion of life: what does not kill you or make you stronger. Crisis is an antidote. It's an antidote to make you better, to make you a better husband, a better boyfriend, a better wife, a better girlfriend. You need crisis in your life, and I hope that those crises will not overwhelm you. That you will forget that there was a reason why you guys came along in the first place. Crisis is part of life. I always say this to people: if you don't have crisis in your life, check your pulse. You're either dead, something wrong with you. You're not living anymore. Crisis is the sign that you are a living being. And when you have crisis in your relationship or in your marriage, that's a sign that you are having a healthy marriage. A healthy marriage does not have to be smooth, cool. No, it doesn't have to. It's just like life. You're gonna have your ups and down, ups and down, ups and down. But as long as you have more up and down, you're gonna be fine. As a matter of fact, those down will make you appreciate when you get up, so that you understand, man, I don't want to go down anymore. I want to be up all the time. But that's not true. I mean, you just will have to experience the plateau of life, and then go down to a little bit to understand that there are folks that are going through troubles in their marriages, in a relationship. But you are lucky enough to overcome yours and become better. So crisis is just an antidote. It makes you stronger. It won't kill you as long as it doesn't separate you. As long as it doesn't make you divorce your spouse, you're gonna be a better couple eventually. All right. I think that answered the question. Let's move on to the next one. Um, uh, Your Majesty, what are the things to look out for in a relationship? Mm, Well, I don't really know. I think what you're looking out for is a personal thing. Everybody has a personal thing to look forward to in a relationship. No, let's look at it this way. If you're a tall man, maybe you prefer a tall lady, wonderful. Maybe you want a short lady, wonderful. And if you're a short lady, maybe you prefer a taller guy, great. I mean, everybody' preference in a relationship is different. But let's not fool ourselves. The most important factor that comes in a relationship is the physical look. Look, don't let anyone fool you. Okay, yes, it's all about when you get older, it's all about finances first. That's cool. But you still want to be attracted to this person physically. You cannot date somebody you're not attracted to. I don't care if he has money. And if he has money or he has money, um, and you're not attracted to him, you're not gonna love him. You just love his money. So the first thing that really gets you to this person is the physical attraction. That is important. Whether I mean, I remember when we were younger, when you were in the teenage years. I mean, it's all about the looks. It's all about the looks, and it doesn't change even when you're in your 40s. I mean, you go online dating. Please, everybody that go online dating, go and check it out. Who do you pick to? Who do you talk to? Who do you select? Isn't it the lady that has the good looks? Why don't you pick the ugly ones? Why don't you pick the ugly guy? Because it won't suit you well. So it's about what you want in your relationship. What do you like in a person? What do you like in them? And just like I said earlier on about your resume is your looks. Your resume is the way you appearance. And then when you get to know this person, when you get to know this man, what does he have beyond those looks? I mean, look, you going out. You see, most of you are into buildings and buying real estate. The first thing that attracts you is the facade of the house. The facade is one that attracts you. I mean, you don't even care what the house looks like on the inside. But when when the facade looks great, you got it. You just want to have it. So this is how it works out in a relationship. What do you prefer mostly? What do you like in this person? Does it fit your mode of modus operandi? Does it meet your standard physically? Then we just go beyond that. Education wise, check. Money, financially, check. I mean, those things comes after that. So I don't know what you prefer, lady, but I'm gonna say to you, choices are always limited to everybody's preferences. So I hope that answers your questions. All right, let's move on to the next question here. Uh, how do you handle a cheating spouse? um, well, first of all, it's not ideal to cheat on your spouse, be the man or the woman. I don't condone cheating. I don't think it's an ideal thing for a man or woman to cheat. If you made a commitment to a relationship, keep it up. If you're tired of that relationship, then move on. It's not ideal for any person, to cheat on anybody. Um, and now, how do you deal with that person? How do you handle it? I think, like I said, it's so personal. It's a personal thing for you as a person. Now, the facts means this: women I mean, men and women do cheat. But the most difficult thing for women to do is to go out and cheat. Once the woman leaves and cheat on you, that's a probability that she's going to leave eventually. Women cheat with emotions. They don't cheat with their physical self. They cheat with their heart. So if they have to think about doing it, or if they, went along with it and did it, um, they probably gonna be leaving you very shortly, soon. It's only men that can go out there and cheat on their spouses, on their girlfriends, and still come back home and pretend like nothing happens. And that's men. But regardless of that, you don't want to condone a cheating spouse. You don't want to allow that. So how do you condone that? First of all, as a woman, are you doing your job right? Are you making yourself available for your man not to cheat on you? I mean, don't give that excuse. I'm tired. I work longer hours. I'm this. I'm that. You had it yesterday. You see food ni. Shon Jenny. Kini Koni. Look, those kind of things can turn any man off. Those kind of things can make a man like, okay, that's what you mean. I'm going out. And then there are other ways you can even turn them off. Now, this is one of the examples I always give. Well, the one you did yesterday, you didn't finish well. Oh, you think you will finish today well again? Yesterday's one you didn't finish okay. Oh, I don't want the unfinished job. Oh, those are things that can propel a man to go and cheat on you. You got to do your job as a woman to go to know that your man deserves your body. So don't bring cheating into the situation when you are not fulfilling your part of your obligation towards your man. So, and this is the aspect of the lady. But now let me go to the man. Let me go to the man now. Look, I as a man, I know that there's this feeling, that feeling of machismo, macho man image, that you want to go prove a poundness out there. No, your woman is still your woman. I don't care if the balls are falling down, because you didn't marry her when the balls were falling down. The balls were right up there, okay? The balls were running right there when you met her. The balls now are falling down. Well, fine. They didn't just fall down on their own. The keys made them fall. So your wife was not the same lady you met some years ago. Okay, deal with it. I mean, if she has 4 keys for you, if she had 3 keys for you, those keys were the one that make that ball fall. So you deal with that falling ball, and deal with it. So your wife doesn't have the looks that she had before, so be it. Okay? It's not about looks anymore now. It's about dealing with the fact that she's still your wife, and you're going to have to program your mind to believe that she still has it. She had it then when you were running after her. Why not now? Not after 4 kids. I mean, are you the same now? Are you the same guy you were 10 years ago? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me you're the same guy you were 10 years ago. Nuh-uh. Your law of diminishing returns have really crept in on you also. So don't think that because your wife didn't have it anymore, because she has dropped or she added weight, so that is it. No, you got to deal with it. Weight or no weight, she's still yours. Falling apples or no falling apples, she's still yours. Deal with it. But going out on a woman and going cheating, that is not condoned. Even the Bible condemns that. Don't do it. Leave it to your wife. Deal with it. And as a husband, as a wife, do the same thing. Don't condone your husband for not being that man that he used to be. He's getting old. You know what I mean? He's getting old. He's not the same guy he used to be. Okay? So, hey, deal with him. So, if you can deal with those parts of your life, I don't think that cheating will be an issue in your home at all, whether you're married or not. Okay? I think that answers some of your question. Let's move on to the last. Maybe we have 2 more questions there. Your Majesty, how do we make love grow in a marriage? Oh, that is so nice. That is so sweet. I love that. Yeah, these are the questions I love to answer because it makes me feel like yes, we can still make love work. Love can still be special if we treat it to the right. Love is tender. Love is fun. Love is everything that anyone can aim for if it's practiced the right way. So how do you make your love grow? It's like love is like a seed that you just pour water on and it just grows. And when you see it grow, becomes a thing of beauty to the beholder. It be it a man or a woman, it just makes them feel special. Look, like I told you, it's not like love will not have days when the water will dry up a little bit. Yes, the dog's gonna have some dry moments, but after those dry moments, there's gonna be some wet moments that are gonna come true. Look, there are ways you can spice up your relationship, things that you can do. I think I said that earlier on today. You know, take her out for dinner, special treats. Flowers, birthday events, organize it. It doesn't have to be expensive, doesn't have to be elaborate. Make her feel special. Make her feel that you're just cutting her all over again. Make her feel like she's the only one out there and nobody else. As a matter of fact, there's no other lady out there in the world except her. The moment you let your woman knows that she's the only one and nobody else out there, you got him. You got your lady. So the way it works is as a man, do all you can within your power. I'm not saying go and steal, go and rob a bank. No, don't do that. Go and take just make your wife special within your limitations. Your wife knows your wallet. She knows how much you make. She knows how much you're earning. She knows if you go out there, beyond your, she will know. Oh, Baba, you don't go beyond your limit. I hope you're not doing this for me. So do something that will make your wife happy, however little it is, and you will see her reciprocate that gesture. You will see that your food be on time, eh? And the love making will be extraordinary. Ah, it will be like what it used to be before. You think that your wife does not know all those little angles, and she knows. She knows. All you have to do as a man is bring it out of her. Bring it out of your lady, and you will see how she will grow with you. As a matter of fact, when the kids leave the house, that's when you start to now make it grow better. Let the kids go. Let them leave the house. Then you and your wife will now start rekindling your love all over again. It will be like you have just started a new love life. So it takes two to tango. Just like I'm saying this about a man, I'm also saying this to our ladies too. Please, it's not about us making our love grow. It's a mutual thing. Make our love grow is not about men. You also have to do your part. Okay? Don't be just a woman that just lay on the bed like a log of wood. Okay? This is what happened to all these women when it comes to the issue of love making. Because because you're tired doesn't mean you don't have to be reactive to your wife, to your husband love making. Don't make it sound like you're sleeping with a log of wood in the house. Please. That is a no-no. And this is what happened to most. That's why most men don't even make love to their spouses anymore. When you remember the last time you slept with your wife and you are so excited to go back again, that is good. But when you remember the last time and you are dreading the day, you dreading to go back to that bed again, that is trouble. So that's what I'm saying, folks. To make your love grow, it's a mutual thing. Make you walk within yourself. Don't leave it to her. And she knows what I want. Nah, she knows. After all, she's been doing it for these years. She knows what I want. No, she's not a suicidal. She's not a mind reader. She's not a mind reader. Your husband does not read minds, and neither do you. So whatever you want, let her know. Whatever she wants, let him know. Let the communication be viable. Let it be flow in the house. Let it flow. Let communication flow. That is the beginning of growing your love affair. When your communication does not stop, you see that most of the time when marriages failed, the first thing that stops is the communication among both parties. And when marriages are successful, go and ask the people that are in successful marriages. They talk, they communicate, they have ideas, sharing with themselves. That is what makes love grow. Once one party stops, that's the end of it. So I'm going to go to the last part. This is the last question for today. And we're going to round up. Let me see. Okay. Your Majesty, do you think finances should be kept separate in marriage or relationship? Well, this is what I'll tell you. What works in your home may not work in somebody's home. Okay, everybody deal with the finances differently. But I would suggest to you, whatever you are, sir, that if you want to have peace and harmony in your home, let your finances be separate. You can keep a separate separate account for your bills in the house. Let it be that way, so that that will be your spending account. But aside from that, keep your money to your account. Let her keep hers. If there's any issue in the house that needs to be solved, you can bring money out from each one of your account and solve it together. But putting account together, I don't support that. But that's just me. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, because work in your homes may not work in somebody else's homes. And please don't let any outside party determine your finances for you. Not your mother-in-law, not your father-in-law, nobody. Because I have seen cases where mother-in-law will come and they will just go and start telling their men and especially the ladies, hey, Agba phone, let him give you your account so he can put money together. So what? So can I be trouble in the house? Please don't do that. If you are the guy, please. That's my advice to you. Don't even indulge in putting money your joint account for all your. Just keep it separate. Okay, to have peace of mind, to have some level of calmness in your home, so that whenever you are sending money to your parents, you won't be asking permission to send money to your parents, because it's so ridiculous sometimes when when you keep joint account. So whatever money is going to certain father, you have to ask somebody, ask your wife, hey, honey, I want to send this money to my daddy. Oh. It's too much. Oh, don't send to her. It's too much. Don't send to her. How do you send that kind of money to your mom when my father is not getting that money? That's wahala. So, but if you have your own account, you can send the money to your dad at any time you want, and nobody's going to checkmate you on that or check you. And she can do the same thing to her parents. No wahala. As long as your responsibilities in the house is being fulfilled, as long as the obligation that is being fulfilled, nobody should worry about it. Because when that does not happen, wahala don't bust. All right, guys. I think we've done enough for today. As the first time we're doing the question and answers. I'm sure we keep it coming. Let me give you the social media handle again. It's called the first one is if you want to send off a message, the Royal Chat 2024 at gmail.com. Our TikTok meter is the underscore Royal underscore chat. Of course, we're on Facebook, the Royal Chat on Facebook, and we're on YouTube, the Royal Chat on YouTube. And please always try and subscribe. Try and subscribe to our program. Not try, please subscribe to our program. Comment and leave questions. We will use today's forum on Saturdays, or today's forum rather, to answer some of your questions, and we will do our best to give you the best advice. All right. So, guys, thank you very much again for listening to us, to listen to me this today, and we'll hope to see you again.